Okay, so today the subject is, are you dealing with a narcissist? So I have a lot of my friends, when I'm telling them my story, they're like, okay, Keisha, so if your husband was able to fool you for all this time, how are you supposed to know you're dealing with a narcissist, like before it's too late? And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Honestly, all the signs were there ahead of time. I chose to ignore it. And most of us don't understand that the energy we carry based on our own brokenness is what attracts them. It makes them magnets to us. I'm a very, I have an aggressive personality. I'm very bold, outspoken, fearless. So I'm like the last person on earth that you would expect to be having any kind of situations or circumstances of being abused. And what's crazy is I honestly didn't think what I was going through was considered abuse, because I am aggressive, because I am bold, because I am outspoken and reactive and dramatic. You know what I mean? So it was like I fueled the fire, you know what I'm saying? So it was easy for people to be like, oh, they just crazy. They're crazy, because I was reacting. But there was plenty of signs that he was not the one I should have been giving my heart to. So let's go through a couple of the scenarios. Narcissists and people who are self-centered only have a slight difference, and the difference is in the heartlessness of the person. Somebody who is self-centered, typically you can still touch the heart of them and say, what you're doing is wrong. You're hurting me. And that, somewhere, shape, or form, they will find some sort of empathy. Narcissists see none. They have no empathy for anybody, and they are never wrong, and they are always the victim, and you deserve everything you damn get. If you get somebody who gaslights you a lot, basically deflects any issue you have with them back onto you, could care less about your feelings. There's a couple of things you could pretty much know you're with a narcissist by the time you're deep into the relationship. It's too late, because they usually have caught your heart. Narcissists are very good at it's kind of like a Ted Bundy sociopath. They're very good at putting on the perfect performance for the crowd. They have the perfect costume on, perfect personality. People love them, most people don't have a bad word to say about them. But the people who have to be the closest and most intimate with them are the ones who actually get to see what happens when they just take a peek from around the mask. Because true narcissists, they really don't take their costumes off. I know that I could name 101 scenarios that let me know way before we got married. Keisha, no. Red light, caution light, flashing lights, like somebody stop this bitch. I ignored it all because of my own brokenness. I had the type of energy that was seeking to find the most damaged person that I could love back to life, because I wanted somebody to do that for me, until I realized that the only person that could love you back to life is you. I knew he had a lot of issues. I knew he had some selfish ways about him. But I didn't understand what a narcissist was until about a couple of years ago. And the one thing they don't tell you about narcissists is that typically they're also abusive on some level, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, sexual. All of those forms of abuse will come from a narcissist, because the way that they remain, they like to have control. That's the way they remain who they are, keep their character up, and be able to do what they want to do. They manipulate and lie about everything. They definitely put on to be something that they're not. They'll typically sit around you long enough to figure out exactly what it is you need, where you're vulnerable, what you're lacking, whether it be money, housing, whatever, a ride. They like to find those weaknesses, and that's where they like to latch on like a leech and manifest everything wrong in your life. I was married to one for 10 years, but I was friends with him for over 10 years before that. And when I say there were 101 warning signs that this man was exactly who he turned out to be, I would always ignore it when he would come back with the mask back on, because I wanted to believe the lies. I wanted to believe he was who he said he was and who he was going to be for me. I wanted to believe it. That was a choice. Because at the end of the day, my intuition, my gut, everything in my head was ringing alarms like lies, 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 lies. Don't believe it. So we can't ever play victim in those circumstances, because whether you're religious or not, you will always be given signs. If you're going the wrong way, if you're heading down the wrong path, if you're around the wrong people, you get the signs. We ignore them for our own personal gain, for whatever insecurity we're lacking within our own spirit, whatever the reason may be. It's a choice. So if you're dealing with somebody who you keep catching in lies, manipulative tactics, someone who gaslights you whenever you're trying to express concerns, or if you're having an argument and they deflect everything back onto you, they're never wrong. They're always the victim. Another thing I noticed about him was the what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like he felt entitled to my forgiveness. Every fucking time he tore my heart to shreds, I owed it to him to be able to fix it. That's another tactic of a narcissist, because in their mind, you know, even if they are proven wrong, they deserve another chance. They deserve to fix it. And they usually do go over and beyond the call of duty, because they always want to put on a certain image for the public, to be viewed as this amazing person, this loving person, this person with flaws that just needs forgiveness, not realizing that they're not truly sorry. They just want you to stop being mad long enough so they can get back to whatever their agenda was in the first place. And they're definitely going to do it again. So if you're dealing with a narcissist, my best advice for you is run, bitch, run. Because they're not going to change. Not for you. Anybody who changes is only for them. They're not going to change for you. There's nothing you're going to be able to do, no amount of time you're going to be able to put in, that's going to make them feel or become any different than the person they are right fucking now. So for your own sake, run. And I keep saying forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. Because just as the saying goes, forgive for my own sake, I'm giving this shit away. Because it's gonna leave you toxic and bitter and angry and resentful and hurt and broken. We're not doing that in 2022 or any other year beyond today. You're going to forgive, and you're gonna let that shit go. And we're gonna figure out together how to move forward. Continue in this journey with me, because it's not easy. And I'm not telling you anything I'm not having to convince myself on a daily basis. Because it's not a day-by-day thing for me. It's an hour-by-hour thing since I divorced my husband, on how to recreate and reestablish my own life here on this planet outside of us. Because we were us for so long. I got lost in us. And now I'm having to rediscover me. Don't let a narcissist take over your identity. Don't become a victim. I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard.